Our next story is from South Africa, where counting is underway after the general election. The election took place on Wednesday. Millions of South Africans cast their ballots, and now they're eagerly waiting for the results. The final count should come out this weekend, but partial results are already here. Around 3/4 of the votes have been counted so far, and the trends suggest that a massive change is about to take place. The African National Congress, the ANC, is on the back foot. The ANC is the party that has ruled South Africa for 30 years. It is the party of Nelson Mandela, the party that helped end institutional racism in the country. That's apartheid. They've ruled the country ever since, winning every election since 1994 with an absolute majority. But that may be about to change, because the partial count says the ANC will not cross the 50% mark. At present, the ANC seat share is under 42%. With about 3/4 of the votes counted, it will be difficult for the party to reverse its fortunes. And this means that for the first time since apartheid ended, South Africa is looking at a coalition government. Opinion polls before the election said that this was going to be the most likely outcome. That to stay in power, the ANC will have to tie up with the other parties. Opposition parties have been looking forward to this.
Look, I mean, I think it's a very good day for South Africa. When I said, tomorrow is a better country, well, today is a better country. We said for the last 30 years that the way to rescue South Africa is to break the ANC's majority. We've done that. They're going to end up in the low 40s. And that obviously opens up a whole new universe for politics in South Africa.
That was the leader of South Africa's biggest opposition party, the Democratic Alliance, or DA. The DA may be looking at its best ever performance. It is currently polling at over 22%, making it the second largest party in South Africa. This is not enough for the DA to rule on its own, but they could propose to tie up with the ANC, offering a simple, stable two-party coalition in exchange for a sane governance, of course. But the DA is not the only party that can make this offer. There are currently two other parties who can do the same thing: the EFF and the MK party. The EFF, or Economic Freedom Fighters, currently have almost 10% of the vote, just enough to form a two-party coalition with the ANC. The EFF is run by this man, Julius Malema. He's a former ANC youth leader. He could offer to join hands with his former party. The coalition may get across the halfway mark, but it will not be a comfortable majority. The third option is also uncomfortable, especially for the ANC's leader, President Cyril Ramaphosa. That option is the ANC teaming up with the MK party. It is being led by former President Jacob Zuma, the MK party. They have over 12% of the vote, and they can help the ANC cross the halfway mark, but it will come at a cost. You see, Zuma and Ramaphosa are old rivals, so Zuma may not offer support unless Ramaphosa steps down. Will the ANC discard Ramaphosa to appease Zuma, or will it opt for another partner? Because one thing is certain, almost certain, the ANC will remain in power. It's as though they must choose a match from a host of potential suitors, all competing to get a taste of power. And the ANC will probably pick the least demanding partner, or opt for several smaller parties, those who have between 1 to 3% of the vote share, so they can form a multi-party alliance. Meaning the ANC is still very much in the driver's seat, but this is not something to celebrate. This election shows how far their popularity has fallen. From ruling alone and unchallenged for 30 years, it has now been forced to find allies. This is a fall from grace for the ANC, and a lesson. No matter what great deed you've done in the past, unless you deliver consistently, the people will punish you at the ballot box. And we've been tracking this election very closely. You can watch our special show on South Africa's election results this Sunday with my colleague, Alison Lagrange.
Firstpost reports from the world's second largest continent. Hello, I'm Alison Lagrange. A very warm welcome from Durban, South Africa. We get you the news and the newsmakers from Africa. South Africa goes to the polls on the 29th of May. I will track the election and bring you ground reports. Is it the end of the road for the African National Congress? And will former President Jacob Zuma stage a dramatic comeback? From elections to climate change to innovations and opportunities. As the world's attention shifts, we report from Africa, the heart of the global south. Join me every weekday live on Firstpost.